Welcome back to what is part 5 of our Rim Wars The Old Republic Let's Play. Wade and Theo have arrived at their destination, and we find Droid incapacitated in this old ruin here. So Droid, despite looking like a Zabrak, is actually just a regular human. So she's just kind of in Zabrak face, which is a bit racist, but anyway. Let's see. So she is maybe not quite worth the trip. So she hates dumb labor, which is always unfortunate. And Jogger is great, but it doesn't really make up for the fact that she's not willing to do a lot of basic tasks. However, she does have some passion for construction, which has been a difficult find for us lately, though I feel like a few of the people that we've rescued do have some passion for it, so maybe not as much utility as would have been a few days ago. And then she has a lot of skill and passion for intellectual pursuits, so she would offer some utility in that regard. In like mid to late game playthroughs back in like 1.1, I liked running multiple researchers just to really speed up those like spacer level tech projects. And the other thing too is that HUD is not a full-time researcher down the line. So he is right now, but he eventually is going to be doing mostly artwork for us. And it looks like she does have some passion for that as well, and medicine. So I mean, there is some utility in bringing her back, and since we're already here, we may as well. She's also part of the Galactic Republic culture, so we don't have to convert her or anything, which is nice. Now, this absolutely stinks of an ambush. So, let's approach this very cautiously. I think I'm going to send Wade up, go there, with Theo covering from a distance, so his range is pretty good, meaning if he's at those rocks, he can potentially fire on anything in those ruins, while Wade can obviously run up and smack it in the face. So let's send him in very cautiously. Area revealed. Where was that? Oh, it's up here, right. So Oyster, in the meantime, has been working on mining out this little area for us. This is where our Jedi Council will meet, in this little circular room here. Our restrooms are finished, minus the floors. We'll start furnishing them shortly enough. And let's see. I need to figure out how I want to arrange the larger rooms that are going to flank this little area here, because I'd like to start building that sort of mess hall sooner rather than later, so I can transition this stuff kind of over there. Right now it's, you know, obviously very temporary over here, and the sooner we can get them out of that little pit, the better. But anyways, that's nothing to be concerned about. So let's jump back to Wade. Still no ambush. Okay. So Theo, yeah, you can cover him. In that case, let's move up. Now, if they spawn in behind us, Theo's going to be in for it. Okay. There's the ambush. What are we dealing with? Monkeys. Okay. I feel bad slaughtering monkeys, but I guess it could be a lot worse, right? So, how do I want to do this? I'd like to fight them somewhere where Theo can help, but I don't want Theo shooting Wade. It might be best to retreat, and then I can stack Theo behind him so that Theo can fire through without hitting him. Okay. So that's 1 down, 2 down, and 3. Cool. Area is now safe. That was really easy. Wade, did you get scratched by a monkey? Oh, you got punched. Okay. well then, why don't you go offer help, I suppose? I don't think we want any pet monkeys. Actually, we should probably even see if that's an option. 20-year-old. I don't remember the lifespan of monkeys in this game, but 20 seems quite old for a monkey. This one is in perfectly good shape, though, but the other one already died. Torso completely destroyed by the blaster. And where did the other one go down? Oh, right here. That one is also not at risk of dying, but is probably going to die anyways from this. Interesting. Okay. But these ones don't have it? Oh, no, they all have it. I just didn't bother to look. Right. Well, then there's no point because they're all going to die in 5 days. Might take some steel back with us, though. All right. Let's go ahead and offer her help. She joins. Wade, I don't think we need to... Yeah, she's not bleeding or anything, so we can just form the caravan back up. And honestly, like, it's... for my own peace of mind, will generally try to stabilize people before I form a caravan, but you actually don't need to do that. They will get medical attention in the caravan. I just I feel a lot better about knowing that people aren't, potentially bleeding out while we're moving. But again, the game will heal them. So let's claim this door. See what's in here. Hopefully we get kind of a double reward for this. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, I'm not going to bring it back then. Do these have any value? I mean, they do have, arguably they have some value, but not much. So is there anything else on the map that would be worth bringing back? We could like stick around to smash this open, but I don't think it's really worth the time or effort. What about these? Is there anything in these? So ancient container, empty. These are all empty. These are kind of cool though. How much do they weigh? Oh, 40 kilos. Okay, we're probably not bringing those back. I thought, maybe we could bring the containers and that would be a cool thing to use in our base, but that is quite heavy. And we still need to visit the vault, do we not? Yeah. So I think that'll be that then. I might bring the monkeys back as corpses. Let's see. Finish off that one. Wade, finish off this one. And at least we'll get a little bit of meat out of this trip. Though it might go bad before they arrive. Because we still have to, again, visit the vault. Okay, so I think that's good. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else worth taking. So, reform the caravan, if you please. We're going to stop here. It's going to take almost 2 days. Wow. We'll bring all of that. Is it worth carrying one steel chunk? I don't think so. Monkeys weigh 21 kilos. That's like over 40 pounds. That would be a very large monkey. Are we sure we're not talking about like baboons? Well, in that case, I'll probably leave them behind. I have the capacity for it, right? We can carry up to 109 kilos, but I'd like to be moving fast if at all possible. I don't want them out on this journey forever. So that being the case, I think we're just going to leave everything. But you have all your food, right? I have all the food. Okay. So off they go. We'll jump back to our colony, where hopefully some progress is being made. I have yet to see anybody meditate at this tree, and I've been playing around with it. We messed with the traits a little bit in the last episode to make sure that they had the nature meditation focus. So we know that they are capable of it, but whether or not they will is a completely different story. And it would appear, according to the tree, that nobody has meditated here today. Granted, well, no, the day is ending, so they've had an opportunity. It's not like it's first thing in the morning. But, yeah, this is becoming an issue. I don't know if it's like a mod conflict or something. I might need to investigate on that end as well. So I've encountered a caravan from the Bruno Treaty. I don't see any reason to interact with them. We have nothing to trade. Well, you know what? Actually, oh no, but we don't have any silver either, so. Yeah, I was going to say it could be worth seeing what they have to purchase, but I have nothing to purchase with, so we'll just move on. We will probably need to start making a little bit more active attempt at trading in the future, because obviously nobody's really coming to visit us, and there are things I would like to get rid of, also things I would like to buy, especially like some sort of pack animals or just livestock in general. Right now we only really have access to cotton for clothes making or things of that nature, and it would be really nice to be able to use like bantha wool or something. Oh, a bully. Well, hopefully she's not here to pick a fight. What's going on with your face? Are you like the predator or something? Okay. That's a pretty nasty looking rifle. So she potentially has a quest for us. Well, she does. It's a matter of whether or not we want to take it. And wow, she is a good fighter. She's also not an adult yet, technically. So let's see. Oyster's not too happy right now. Erina's doing all right, I guess. I'll let her finish her recreation, and then I'm going to ask her to check for quests. So one thing I hadn't really considered when I sent... Oh. Okay. So, another reunion character just decided to show up and join. Great. I thought we would have to, do some actual work there to get these guys, but apparently not. So we have Elijah Bogenga, the mercenary. He is unfortunately from the scum and villainy background because he, was a Mandalorian mercenary. So it will take some effort to kind of bring him around. Hopefully he's not too disruptive to the colony early on. But he is a very capable fighter. And it looks like it didn't save his stats correctly. So, great. But it did get his clothes right, so small victory, I suppose. Anyway, we'll keep him busy. So, what am I supposed to do with you if you... Yeah, I think his crafting was supposed to be a lot higher than that. I don't quite remember, honestly. But I can go back and check my my prepare carefully. What's it called? My preset save or whatever, and see what they were actually set to. In the meantime, though, let's get him set up here. You shouldn't really be doctoring unless you're truly, truly desperate. If I need him to doctor in an emergency, I can come here and change it, but I'd prefer he not start doctoring of his own accord for no real reason. Watching prisoners. I mean, honestly, a jailer wouldn't be a terrible role for him just because he's so combat oriented. Of course, hunting is also a good use for him. I've been having Erina do that, and while that's perfectly fine, there are other things Erina can do, whereas Elijah is pretty much just a shooter. So let's actually drop your hunting. Construction, I don't mind you chipping in with that, but given that you're only a 4, you could potentially botch some important stuff. So, oh, that's why no progress is being made. I just realized I sent both of my builders off. So we'll put it at like a 4. We'll make it a 3. Training, yeah, that's something I want you doing quite frequently. Art, not at all. Crafting, we'll have to figure out how to train you up on that, because you do have some passion for it. But you're not currently good enough that I could trust you to do it. So I think hunting, followed by jailer at 3, construction at 3, recon at 3, and guard at 3. So he'll hunt as his main priority, and then if there's no hunting that needs to be done, he'll either go watch prisoners, or he'll kind of guard the base, or he'll help build. That's kind of what we'll have him do, is just filling in places. And you know what, actually, I take that back. I'm going to bring that down to 0. I'm actually going to drop these to 4. Training can stay at 3. Guard and recon are go down to 4. I want him mining and quarrying as his second priority, because there is mining that needs to be done right now. We can revisit that when I guess this project is done. And actually, Oyster has made quite good progress. So with the addition of all these new characters, please feel free to throw some lore-friendly names at me, and we'll rename some of these characters. Granted, mind you, Elijah and Hud being reunion characters, those were created by my subscribers in the Discord before I started this playthrough. So those are already accounted for. But characters like Oyster and Droid, who are joining us as randomly generated characters from the game, I'm happy to rename those guys for people who want to role play along with us. So they're almost to the road. Okay. Yeah, so what I was saying before, and it kind of dawned on me when I realized I didn't have anybody building because I sent them both off, is I also basically sent everybody who was capable of doing ideology conversions. So we haven't made really any progress at all, other than like growing food at this base, which is a bit of a bummer. But let's see, we have a downed refugee, a bandit camp, and an item stash. I feel like I'm taking on pawns a little bit too quickly right now. So a downed refugee, while it sounds tempting, is potentially going to like put me in a place where I can't support my colony food wise. So maybe just a bandit camp. It looks like we've already made back the silver we spent on the last mission we took, so I don't mind spending another 200 there. So the outlaw lair, where is this? It's only 1 star, it should be easy, but we only have a week to do it. It's controlled by Ignat's robbers, who are the Hutt cartel faction. Van Trask is the leader of the tribe of Rotoballo, who are the Trandoshans as well. That's good to know. Asking us to destroy the camp, which means eliminating all enemies and turrets. Says there's a bandit camp at the site guarded by 2 scum. Okay, so that's really easy. Now we can do this for a shield belt, which is masterwork. That's actually quite tempting. Whatever loot is already present at the camp, and another roughly 1,000 silver. Alternatively, we could take the skull cap, which I probably won't be using these at all, these LTEX things. Granted, we do plan to use some sidecasts, and so it would benefit whoever is using those, but I don't think I want to emphasize sidecasts so much that I'm using like LTEX equipment to min-max it. We could also get some gold, and then again whatever is at the camp, or we can just take the faction goodwill. Now we're completely neutral with these guys. I'm not sure that the Trandoshans are really the people that we want to befriend. I'm fine not being at war with them, but at the same time, the Trandoshans don't really mesh with us very well ideologically. So I think we'll take the shield belt. There's a lot of utility in having a shield belt on somebody, especially given how many melee fighters we employ currently. So why not? And oh, we have 17 days to do that. Okay, so I guess we had 7 days to decide maybe. So where is it? Oh, it's right next to the farming worksite. So I am curious about whether or not we can like go visit these guys to trade perhaps. I don't want to go there and like be forced to raid them, but given how RimWorld works, I feel like I should be able to visit them on peaceful terms too. But it might be worth investigating since we have to visit their neighbors anyways. Okay. So I just realized I haven't given Elijah a weapon yet, and we were basically going to have him guarding the base with his bare hands. So we'll give him this DLT 19 heavy blaster. I feel like he's probably the best suited to wield that right now. And then he actually is quite proficient in melee combat too, so it's probably worth having him carry one of these combat knives. That's a concrete knife. How much damage does a concrete knife do? 4.7 versus 6.5. So the steel normal knife is still better than the good concrete knife. To be fair, I don't think I would want to get cut with a knife made out of concrete. Imagine how like rough and jagged that blade would be. That would not heal well. So wait, sorry, I need to hold shift here. Okay. So I don't plan on giving everybody sidearms, but if somebody is, relatively equally competent in both range and melee, then I don't see a reason not to have them carry both. But a lot of our characters have, one specialty, and therefore I just want them to use that one weapon. So I just realized I am an idiot, and I don't have a meditation spot for these people, and that's why they're not meditating. But I swear that I looked for one. And so would it be furniture? I mean, I would presume. No. Let's see. Meditation. We have the pads. But again, those aren't sidecast related. Those are strictly for force powers. Which, granted, we still do need to build those. But I'm planning on putting one of those in every Jedi's room. I don't know. Okay, yeah, it was in here. Right, well, what a dummy I have been. So, let's start like this. I realize that those are not equally spaced, but I guess let's fix these. Okay. We'll start like that. Did it say that the entire time? I don't recall seeing need meditation over here until basically just now. But apparently, yeah. They needed a spot to actually meditate, of course. And I wasn't aware of that. I swear, I'm pretty sure I did it on camera, that we searched for meditation spots in here, and I did not see anything, because I remember looking at the Jedi meditation pads, the meditation thrones, but I don't ever recall seeing the meditation spot come up. Whatever, it's fixed now. I'm sure you guys have been very frustrated with that, but at least it's over now. It's okay. So HUD just finished researching smithing. So he should be on to the next project, which is going to be the lathe. That should be relatively quick, and then he'll move on to machining. What did we get by doing... Oh, we should do Star Wars doors at some point. Just because I would like to use those in a lot of our builds. So let's go down to smithing really quick. I just want to see like what we've unlocked that we can start implementing immediately, if there's anything. Oh my god, this tech tree. Right, so okay, that's in Japanese, I think. I can't read that. It looks like it could be like a weapon stand. I think there's like 2 katanas on a rack in the picture. We have a fueled smelter, large electronic smithy, a smithing cabinet, a Helixian gas smithy, meat hooks, electric smithy, and a fueled smithy. So electric smithy is probably the way to go now that we have access to solar panels and batteries. The question is, what would we be smithing? I suppose we'd have to build a smithy and find out, right? What can we currently make? I'm guessing probably not a lot, but there's more than likely something. So that would be in production. And we want the electric smithy. We'll just throw it in here for right now. In terms of infrastructure to power it, that's the easiest solution. Just put it there, and it's indoors, so it should operate just fine. Of course, it's not actually going to get built until these guys come back, unless Elijah decides to take it upon himself to do it. But I would wager probably not. Okay, looks like it's about time for another harvest. I'm actually very excited for the cotton harvest because we've been waiting. The reason they don't have proper beds right now is because we've been waiting to try to make these ones here that require 70 cloth apiece. Now, I pray that we have enough cloth from that harvest to make at least, what, 5 of them? Actually, potentially 6. But, yeah, it would be nice to get everybody in an actual bed. So I think I'm going to start putting these prisoners to work because honestly, keeping them cooped up in here doesn't seem to offer us any real advantage. You know what? I realize I never looked at her. Oh, good. Her resistance and her will are not that high. We should probably start reducing her resistance, though. So, Grace, I think you're really only good for planting and mining. Oh, and medical. Okay. Fender, construction. None of you can craft, though. Well, she can, but she's still unconscious, I think. Oh, no. She should be perfectly fine. Oh, I say perfectly fine. She is not moving very well. But, wow, we really did a number on her, didn't we? Yeah, we should be able to put her to work. Making us stone blocks, which has been a major hang-up that we've hit. So let's say work and recruit. Unfortunately, there's not like a work and reduce resistance. But we'll just have to make do. Where's the one for prisoners? I feel like there used to be a tab, but I don't see it. Well, there we go. It's got its own little thing here. Work. So firefighting, always top priority. Being a patient, yep. We'll say 1 for that. Actually, we'll say 2. Hauling, high priority hauling, sure, 1. But I don't think I can actually give her those types of orders. So growing and plant cutting, something that is definitely I'd like her to contribute to in the future, but right now, all I need her doing is crafting. And so hopefully every day she'll we'll just unlock it. Uh-oh. Looks like we have an ambush. Oh, no, we actually just arrived at where we were going. Okay. Well, that's okay too, I suppose. Wow. It looks like it was caved in, so this will be interesting. What is this? Ancient busted turret platform. Well, I'm glad it's busted. We have antique wood. It might be interesting to deconstruct some of that for the antique wood and bring it back. So far, I don't see anything. I guess let's get in here, and we can use that as kind of a staging point. Now, of course, droid has no way to really defend herself, so we're just going to keep her close to these two. I see butterflies moving around, but that is about it. Okay. She's not moving very well. So, Theo, why don't you cover the door? Wade, you're going to go in first. Use your lightsaber to light the way. Okay, it looks like we're all clear inside. So, we're going to have to mine our way through here. I don't know what the best way to do that is going to be. I didn't want to spend significant time here, but I don't think we have a choice. How quickly can you do that? Yeah, I don't want you sleeping just yet. You two get inside. We'll put some sleeping spots down. Actually, I'll just let them sleep wherever they decide to lay down, because I don't want to... I don't want them to lose their sleeping spots back home. Okay, so looks like we have to go deeper in. Theo, I'm going to let you take the next one. You can mine, right? Yeah. Okay, so we are in. And I'm not seeing anything hostile, but of course that probably won't show up until we enter the actual rooms. So I'm going to let them just sleep for now, and then when they're awake, we'll explore further, I think. We do have a super nanite dialyzer. Yeah, that sounds right. So I forget what this does. An element designed to compare... I'll let them continue sleeping. Oh, it auto-paused. An element designed to compare super nanites to each other and remove weaker competing strains from compromising the transition process. Ideally operating in pairs, each comparing 2 strains against each other and lowering the chances of side effects by 10% in total. And add on to the gene tailoring pod, this device needs to be placed in close proximity to it and will reduce, that looks like a typo, the chances of experiment failure by 5%. So if we decide to use the ancient stuff to try to supercharge our colonists, we would probably need that. What is some of this other stuff? We have injector pumps, simulation drives. Ancient computer desks. Well, that's all certainly interesting. Now, do these still work? Because these would be interesting to bring back. Can no longer be replicated. It will never suffer breakdowns and operates more efficiently during solar flare instance. So it does still work. Cool. Well, then we'll definitely want to grab those. We have a hydroponics farm here. That looks like it can also be uninstalled. Granted, all these things are going to be very heavy, but yeah, it's almost... I think it's worth maybe trying to collect them. Ooh. Who's been living back here? Look at this. Foosball table. Giant, like, wood mushrooms. Washing machines, even. Can we use these to mend clothes? Useless. Okay. So Basina just leveled up in force points, and it occurs to me that I haven't checked for Jaina, or Wade for that matter, in a while, so I probably should. Now, she's level 4. Heal self, heal other, force push pull. Yeah, it's all a tough call. I think we'll go force push, just because I don't love the idea of her like diving into melee combat. So if she can throw enemies away from herself. Granted, again, melee combat is really her only strong suit in terms of combat, but she's still not great at it. So we don't necessarily want her engaging if we can help it. Jaina, how are you doing? You have a point as well. So again, she doesn't have a lightsaber yet, so lightsaber offense isn't really a concern. I think maybe, yeah, you're not very good in combat yet either, so I think a push might be a good option just to get yourself clear of enemies. What about Wade? 0. Wade is only level 2? She's already like level 4 or something. Yeah. Weird. I guess because she was doing research, right? Research in plants. Well, probably mostly the plants. So it's 9 a.m. I'm considering waking these guys up and getting started with the exploration. I'll probably let Droid rest a little bit longer, but these two can start investigating the rest of this vault. So I'll let Wade lead the way. Looks like we probably have to go around through here. Okay, so there's nobody over here. We can use this to find another vault, and I'll probably ask Droid to do that. Let's see. Are you rested enough? I think so. Yeah, why don't you go hack that? You two, in the meantime, can start checking out the rest of this place. We want to go this way. I was hoping stuff would show up on here. Well, that's okay. This might be worth taking. How much does it weigh? Only 1. Cool. So, ancient super soldiers sleep in ancient cryptosleep sarcophagi until they are awakened when their watch begins. These devices are a different variant to normal cryptosleep caskets. The process of hibernating is instant, but waking up from the sleep takes a long time. Cannot be reused once open. Oh, bummer. Okay. Well, it looks to have been opened. So in that case, we'll mark it for deconstruction. We might get components out of it, but it's already been hacked. These we will want to uninstall and take with us. All this steel we'll probably grab as well, but we'll see how much we can afford to carry. So actually, I think they need to go back around this way now. We'll swing through here. It looks like somebody was living back here. What kind of floor is this even? Yeah, red carpet. So we'll want to uninstall that. These are useless, unfortunately. It could be worth cutting some of these mushrooms down, but I'm not going to worry about it. Let's claim that door, and can I not claim it? I thought I just did. Do I really have to break these doors down? That's going to take forever. Locked. Yeah, why can't I enter if it's claimed by me? Can I uninstall it? Will that be faster? No? Is it because he's drafted, maybe? Yeah, do that. Okay. Step through. I think we'll do the same here. Yeah, for whatever reason, it won't let me do it because he's drafted. Okay. A new quest has become active. Is that because Droid finished? We'll take a look at that in a second. So they have some ancient toilets. Do these still work? Smashed long ago, completely useless. Okay, bummer. I was like, well, we could get free toilets out of this at least. And this is an oven. Does that work? Useless. Okay. An oven might have components though, so we'll try to break that down. I'm not sure that there's any reason to mine these to see if there's something behind it. This appears to be the end of that area. So Wade, if you could rejoin Theo, we're going to check out this room over here. This is potentially a large room. So let's uninstall this door. I don't know where these doors are going, by the way. I thought we might be able to keep them, but it doesn't appear to be the case. Hermetic crate. A large crate with some building resources and components. Hacking it takes a short time and there's no risk of danger. Okay. Droid, would you care to hack that? Oh, there's the door. But where'd the other ones go? Oh, they're there. What was I looking at? Well, this is interesting because potentially there is stuff behind here. I assume probably that direction. Wade, can you start chipping away at those? And I don't see anything else that needs immediate attention for mining. Let's unforbid all this steel before I forget. And then I'd like to claim and uninstall that. These water filters are potentially interesting. They're also quite lightweight given how large they are. So let's claim and uninstall these as well. What does this do? Just regular old machinery? We'll deconstruct them. As far as all this stuff, I'll probably just deconstruct it as well. I don't think I really have any utility for a lot of this. So just having components or like advanced components is more valuable to me than whatever their original purpose was. And yeah, we want to grab those. Okay, Theo, gonna undraft you. Feel free to go about your business. And I guess while they're doing that, we'll take a look at this quest. So there's another sealed vault back out there. Well, we're gonna head home after this because they've been out for a while. That can be another separate journey. Who's starving? Droid is starving. Well, she has food. Okay, so Wade finished. It looks like this room is empty other than this hydrant, and it spit out packaged survival meals. Okay, that's cool. Can you stop trying to convert people, please? So Wade just leveled up, and I think I'm going to put that point into... Oh, that's tough. I like the idea of making him really, really competent with a lightsaber, first and foremost. So, let's see. Increases rates of landing lightsaber attacks in battle by up to 20% per point. Okay. So, whatever his baseline is, potentially we can effectively double it because we'd go 20, 40, 60, 80, 100%. So, an additional 100% on top of whatever his current chance is. Deflecting bullets back at targets. That's honestly really important too because he obviously doesn't have an answer for ranged enemies until he can get close or pull them in with the force, which hasn't had a very high success rate. I think it worked the first time and then it hasn't worked since. So the alternative is lightsaber defense, which is going to make him... Oh, so defense also gives deflection from bullets. Well, then we'll probably stick with defense for now. Oh, so reflection is specifically targeting them back at the source versus defense is just deflecting them away from yourself. Okay, well then we'll definitely go defense. Because obviously his goal is to get in melee combat, but we want to make sure he can protect himself effectively while he's there. So we've hit the mother load in terms of components here. There's a bunch of advanced components, a bunch of regular components, a bunch of plasteel. So this was definitely worth the trip, if only for those reasons. And these vault doors are probably too heavy to bring back very many of, if any at all. But are they that good? They'll remain locked. Okay. 100. How are our doors? So they're weaker than a wooden door. I probably won't bother then. I think the only advantage to those is the fact that they stay locked. But so do my regular doors, right? So yeah, I don't really see any value in that. I can't break this down. Ancient hydrant. I don't think that's going to give us anything other than steel. Oh, there's an entire room that I missed. We should probably go check that out. What are you doing right now, guys? Wandering? All right, Wade, get over here. Theo, gonna need you too. Let's go ahead and we will uninstall this. I have to undraft you to do it. Oh, you're already working on it. Okay. So we have a ancient bio battery tank. What the hell is this? Produces a reliable stream of power by consuming biological materials such as humans or animals. Must be periodically refueled with downed creatures. So not dead creatures. That's a bit macabre. This structure was built by a long forgotten civilization. Technology can no longer be replicated. Never suffer breakdowns. I mean, that's too useful for us to leave behind. So we will definitely claim that one and uninstall it. Wade, I would prefer that you take care of that immediately. And given that they're wandering, I take that as they're done with everything. It looks like we have broken down just about everything or uninstalled it so we can bring it with us. This thing we cannot deconstruct. This one, all we can do is break it. So, yeah, we can't deconstruct that. Right, I think that is everything. Okay, let's pack up then. So we are here. We'll reform our caravan. We want to go home. That's actually a pretty lengthy trip, given how short the actual distance is. So we want all the components, of course. We want all the advanced components. The plasteel. Uranium, I will probably take 2, even though it's really not a lot. And somehow we're already at our capacity. Oh, we can take all of these vault walls. Interesting. Well, ideally next time that we visit a vault, we'll have some pack animals and we can like literally strip the place bare. Because these walls I think are really, really, yeah, it says nearly indestructible. That honestly seems a bit cheap that we can carry those for like 1. Apparently every piece of wall is like 2 pounds. That seems highly unlikely. So the 2 filters we should easily be able to carry. We don't want chunks. The vitals monitors are unfortunately heavy. The dead butterfly is going to probably decompose before it's of any use to us. There was other stuff that we disconnected. Oh, right, the hydroponics farm. A bit too heavy. How can I make this work? I'm not carrying any of the steel yet, so that's not weighing me down. So she's adding 34 kilos to that. That's a bit of a bummer. I would really, really like to at least take the bio battery, but we can't move if we do. And I don't think there's enough components that I could leave behind to really change that. Yeah, that brings us down to 74, but that still only gives us about 30 or so capacity. We need 50 to bring this. Well, damn. I mean, the components are more important, I think. I mean, granted, we can't build this. There's really no alternative. Oh, and it's like free power, too. I'm going to play around with this for a while and see if there's anything I can make work, but I'm not going to bore you guys by making you sit here and watch me move things around. Yeah, so no amount of shifting things around is going to free up 50 kilograms. So I guess we'll just fill in the extra space that we have with whatever we can carry. So we could take a bunch of vault walls with us. Well, a bunch. We could take, like, what, 10, 20? We can take 17. Alternatively, we could take these urns, which have some decorative value. I think that's a little bit more practical than just a handful of walls. And these steel plant pots are, yeah, they're nothing special. Antique wood walls. I did want to grab some antique wood, but I think I'll just leave that for later. Yeah, this is fine. Next time we visit a vault, I will try to find animals or something that we can bring, so that, again, we can just completely strip the place bare. So we had to leave that reactor behind, which kills me. So I pray that there is another one at the next vault we visit. I don't know how common those are, so potentially they're in every single vault for all I know, or they might only show up very rarely and we just passed up a golden opportunity. Hard to say. Either way, we did get a very nice haul of components there, including advanced components and plasteel. Plasteel we will definitely want for when we're making lightsabers. I plan to only use plasteel so that we get like the best damage output we possibly can. And additionally, I recall needing the advanced components for something relatively critical to what we want to do in this playthrough. I just don't remember what it is at the moment. So is no research being done? Oh, machining is being worked on. Okay. Well, I won't bother queuing anything up until that has been finished. Oh no, they ran out of food. Well, they'll be hungry for like a day or so. That reminds me, I should put butchering back on, because we do have a lot of animals dead in here that aren't being eaten. Or, I guess, being butchered, and therefore they can't be eaten. Okay, good. Jaina has all of the cloth. Looks like we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5 stacks, roughly. Oh, Elijah's fighting with Oyster. Maybe one of them dropped something on the other while they were mining. Come on, guys. Basna, can you do anything? Can you go mind trick Elijah? I might keep him from starting fights. Okay. I'm going to draft you so you don't do that. Well, hopefully nobody was badly hurt. Yeah, well, you definitely got the better of it. I mean, Oyster got the better of it. Elijah only got clipped once. Granted, he is a much better combatant. Oyster has virtually no skill in that at all. Alright, so our party is back at the base. I'm sure they're all very hungry because we did run out of food toward the end of that trip there. We will want to immediately get back to building as well as converting people, because that's something that's pretty much been neglected entirely since they've left. Actually, both of those have. Collective form. There's a grand sculpture. Okay. That's something that we'll need to work on. Are we at the point yet where we can assign other roles? So, like, if I wanted to make Jaina... No, for whatever reason, that's still... Consular is the only role I can assign to the Jedi. I don't understand why. Well, we have 9 more days on the conversion rituals, but Wade can use his conversion more frequently. Grace, where do you stand currently with this one? Oh, it went up about 10% since we done it last. Well, that's fine. Use your conversion right now. That should get her down to 14%. And then the next time we can do this for the Republic culture, I think that will convert Grace. And then Wade can use his every 3 days roughly. So we'll just use him to chip away at everybody's confidence in their existing ideology, and then we'll use the ritual spot for the actual conversion. I think oh, bummer. Who is it? HUD should be able to convert too. It doesn't look like it. Oh well. I guess he can only do his through the spot here. So another thing that we can start building now that the party has returned is the actual beds. So let's get rid of that. And I probably should have waited until the next day, but I can prioritize it, I suppose. So let's grab this bed. We want to make it out of cloth, and we're going to put it right there. And Wade, you're playing chess. When you're done with that, please build your daughter's bed so she has somewhere to sleep. And the next day we'll work on the remainder of those. We still need to get Wade and Erna into separate bedrooms. They are lovers, right? Nothing changed on that front. Yeah. However, because of Wade's ideology, the Jedi Order, we can't actually have them sleeping together. So I need to do some searching because I don't know where they dropped a lot of the stuff that they brought back. I see advanced components, I see regular components, but we had those water filters that we'd like to implement at some point. And there was also some other like furniture bits that we brought back, including the urns. And those I don't see. So I'm a little concerned. Jaina, did you just decide to plop down in the freezer? That's concerning. Oh, there's one right in front of my face. So this sandstone urn, I think I'll put in Basina's room. We'll put it there. And the other one, wherever it ended up. That's one of the filters. I'm not seeing the others. They may have just been dropped on the floor somewhere. Potentially even out here. Let's not worry about it too much, but we will need to find those eventually. And let's see. So that did get built. Are those like butterflies? I don't know that I like that little design on there, but okay. So Jaina, your bedroom is ready. Well, I guess it sort of fits given all the butterflies that fly around in this area. So how good are these, first of all? Well, this one is good quality, but immunity gain, speed factor is 105, rest effectiveness 120. I mean, we're not going to be doing surgery in these, so I don't really care about that so much. But these two are nice that they're well over 100. So I'm content with those beds. What are some of these options that I have? What the hell is this? Just something to link to it. Oh, it's like an incense thing. I need to find a translation for this mod because there's some cool furniture in it, but if I can't read what any of it is, it's not really gonna help me. Right, well, let's see. I'm at about 1 hour and 20 minutes. Granted, there was a lot of cuts in this one, so I'll have to trim it down. But I think that's enough for today. So I'll leave it there. I'm going to grind out some of this construction between episodes and hopefully have things a little bit more presentable when we reconvene next time. But having the cotton really opens up a lot of opportunities for us now. We can start building training dummies and things like that. I'm going to focus on the beds first, of course. I don't want people sleeping on the floor anymore. now that we have the ability to make them. But the training dummies are something that'll be very important too. So anyways, with that, thank you so much for watching. I had a great time playing some RimWorld with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.